Before I introduce Dr. Irving properly, I'd like to acknowledge a few members of our Develop Our People series subcommittee, and that is actually Michelle Geske, our program manager. And actually, Michelle has stepped out for a moment. She'll be joining us momentarily. Barb Rutledge, there she is up front. Judith Dressel, and we have one of our board members, Sandy Boakley, Women's Forum board member. I'd like to also thank all of the members of the subcommittee who have helped with this morning's event. Today's lecture is titled Self-Esteem, Effectual Development and Stress Management, How to Bring Organization and Prioritization Back into Your Life. It is my great pleasure to introduce today's dynamic speaker, Chief Irving-Osimiri Irving. Dr. Irving is the Continental Envoy for Ghanaianism USA International and the founder and president of the African Women Economic Consortium, an organization that seeks to positively change the lives of women and youth. She was the official delegate to the first United Nations-sponsored Africa's Religious Leadership Conference on HIV/AIDS and orphan children in Nairobi, Kenya. She received the first chieftaincy title ever conferred to a female from the elders of the village of Nuporo Abia State in the eastern part of Nigeria. Chief Osimiri received her Bachelor of Science degrees in Psychology and Sociology at the University of North Alabama, her Master's in Organizational Management, and a doctoral degree for research and work in theology in Nigeria from the University of Phoenix. Dr. Irving is a professor at the University of Phoenix and also conducts personal development workshops for women. She is also the host of the AWEC TV show and an accomplished artist and author. She has traveled internationally to present her 11 steps for achieving results from her book titled The Bullseye Theory of Personal Success that she will be presenting to us today. Dr. Irving is married. Her husband is in the audience with us, and she is the mother of 2 daughters and a son. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Irving.
Testing. All right, let's go. Come on, let's stand up now. This is going to be a participatory event. We're going to stand up. We're going to clap. We're going to be so grateful. You guys are not moving. You're standing too still. Clap your hands. Be excited. We're going to thank God the Father, God the Mother, for this wonderful opportunity called today. Do you know, ladies and gentlemen, many people did not see this day. Life has invited us in. Today we are going to walk amongst the living. You know, there is no tomorrow. There's always just today. So we are the lucky few. Many did not get to where they want to be today. Here you are. Spirits, millions of them, looking for a body. And here you are. Is that good? I love it. I want you to just turn around. Be so happy, so grateful to be here that you turn to your neighbor. Turn to your neighbor. Say, neighbor, it's going to be a good day. Neighbor, I am getting ready to write my own story. I want you to be so happy. Just put a little bounce in your feet. Come on now. I want you to be so happy, so full of love. So, do you know what it is to experience the grace of God? And that is the opportunity to inhale and exhale and do it one more time. That means whatever you didn't get done yesterday, you have another opportunity to do it today. To be grateful, turn to your neighbor and give them a hug. Hug that man, hug that woman. You don't have to know them. Just give them a hug. Let's get some eons flowing in this room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. You may be seated. I know you're getting excited. You don't want to sit down, but you've got to sit down. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity to be here today. I would like to take a moment and thank the Women's Forum for inviting me here. I'd like to thank Michelle Geske, who worked with me and sort of kept me abreast of the process. I also would like to thank, you've got to give me your last name, Painter, for coming to my office and getting me so excited. I have to tell you, I had difficulty sleeping this morning. My husband put on I made sure that he had the alarm prepared so that at 4:30 I'll get up. But I guarantee you I was up at 3 waiting for the alarm to go off. So I'm really very excited to be here. Also, let me thank the board of this fine organization for inviting me here, and all you wonderful people, all you creatures gathered down below. Thank you for having me here. And of course, I want to thank my friends. Of all the things they could have been doing this morning, they chose to be here to lend their support. Please, let me introduce some wonderful people in my life. First of all, my better half, Mr. Chief Clyde Irving-Osimiri. You can take a bow. That's the wind beneath my wings. Chief Claudia Willis, who I had the opportunity to travel to Nigeria numerous times. And I'll talk about our chieftaincy a little bit later. I also would like to introduce a very, very dear friend of mine, Samuel Glover, who is on our board. Samuel Glover. And now I would like to introduce Althea Barnes. I don't know how many of you know. Look, we've got royalty in the room. Althea Barnes. Yes, indeed. And I want to introduce my co-host for our television show, Write Your Own Story. I'm expecting all of you to watch this show. It's going to be starting in September. I want everybody to say yes. Yes. It's about you. It's going to be an exciting forum. And this is my co-host, April, not calling you everything. April Davis, who's also our publicist. And Carolyn Cochran, please stand up. She is the president of, matter of fact, I just received, what was it again? Inspire. You know, I got so much on my mind. Inspire Peace International. I just got an award from them for the Beacon of Peace Award. So thank you very much. I'm very honored to have that. And of course, I have my dear friend. She is the membership director that's Rita Jordan, for the Charles A. Wright Museum of African American History. I have Eddie. I don't know how many of you know Eddie. Could Eddie please stand up? He tries to pretend he's bashful. He's not. He's a world-renowned producer. It's an honor to have him. And also, of course, we have Denise Foster, who's a director with the African Women Economic Consortium. Please allow me to greet you in my native Nigerian language. Ndewo, could you all say that? Ndewo. Ndewo. Oh, you have to say it like you've got some life in you. Ndewo. Ndewo. Ndewo means long life to all of you. And that is certainly what I hope for all of you today. Also, I would like to greet you in South African. Ubuntu. Ubuntu means I am because you are because I am. Without you, I am nothing at all. What an honor. And before I go any further, you know, one of the things I find most unfortunate is the way we treat our elders. You know, to get older is a badge of honor. Now think about it. Either you make it or you die young. Is that not true? So every gray hair represents God's badge of honor to say you've been here and you should celebrate it. So before I say anything, I have no reason to believe I have the permission to speak today. I've got to ask the elders to give me permission to proceed. Now, the elders are anyone who's 55, those who are 55 and older. Could you please stand up and do so proudly? Yes, indeed. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my, the elders in the room. Now, please, elders, you can't sit down yet now. Now, the rest of you who are not elders, take a good look. These are the elders. You need to stand up and bow to them. Yes, you have to. Let's bow to the elders. All right. You bow to them. Now, don't sit until the elders sit down. Now, please, the elders, be seated. Now, the rest of you small young people, you may now take your seats. You know, it's important. It's important that we value age. Because it's not a joke that age comes with wisdom. Some more so than others, but age comes with wisdom. And so we honor that. Write your own story is the title of the book that I have written, and it has a lot to do with what I'm going to present today. Many of us go through life walking through the pages of someone else's book. Is that not true? We do that. But today we have to change that. See, there's something. I look at all of you. Look at all these wonderful creatures gathered down below. I tell you what I see. I see an energy in the room. People prepared to take control of their own healing, their own growth. People who are not willing anymore to have others speak for them. People who are not willing to take, excuse the expression, crap from anyone else. Yes, it's all right. You can giggle. But you know what? Whenever you take responsibility for yourself, the universe will back you up. Father God will pick you up, and Mother God will hold you up. And you've got the holy boldness to have a little bounce in your walk. Many of us die 1,000 deaths because somebody says, now I want you to go ahead and tell me some of those things people say. Somebody said, I'm not. Somebody said, I'm too. Somebody says, I'm too. Yeah, there's so many twos. I'm too fat, too short, too tall, too broke, too this. And guess what? It becomes a dance for us. We start dancing to it. To this, to that, to this. And before you know it, it becomes a part of us. And once that becomes a part of you, you cannot move forward. Writing your own story is starting every day with an affirmation of what your day is going to be like. And once you've made that affirmation, you don't change. It doesn't matter what comes to you. You absolutely don't change. I have an affirmation I want to share with you today. Could you please stand up? I always have to have an affirmation. I want you to reach out to the person next to you. Let's touch some humanity. Let's touch some energy in this room. See, we're not going to go forward until we say what this day is going to be like. So that the person who says differently, we can shut them up and say, you know what, I already affirmed my day. Thank you for sharing. Just find a quiet moment and bow your heads for a moment. Thank you, Mother God, Divine Father God, for this wonderful opportunity called today. Today I move my mind and my body in the perfecting presence of the Most High. Right where I am, God is. God is in the midst of me this day, creating divine order through divine love. I fear nothing, seen and unseen. All the goodness of the universe. Today I claim for my well-being. God is power, I am powerful. God is strength, I am strong. God is peace, I am peace-filled. God is truth, I am wrapped in truth, a manifestation of the Most High. Greater is the power of God in my mind than any condition in the world. Greater is the power of God in my body than any affliction in the world. Greater is the Spirit of God in my spirit than any spirit in the world. The power of God renews, reassures, reaffirms all that I am. All that I am, God is. All that is noble, I am. This